Like, I genuinely don't know what came over me. I think it was just like there was nobody there.
Yeah.
And I was like,
you know what? Why not?
Like, like, why not? And I get on the stage and I perform City Girls. Can't take your man. Oh, I'll take your man.
Okay.
Man. I don't know what happened.
I'm taking your man.
The literal second my toe touched that stage, I remember dropping my keys at the DJ booth, grabbing the mic, and I just took off.
You were a different person.
Completely night and day.
Welcome to Fortune Podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Elijah. Today we have a fantastic episode and an amazing guest. Everybody, please welcome Six. Hey, Six.
Hey, Jess. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing, girl?
I'm doing good. It feels like a good Friday today.
Yes, and I'm so excited to have you. I know this episode is going to be so amazing, and it's going to inspire a lot of people who are up and coming, trying to live out their dreams.
Yeah, I absolutely hope so.
It will. So to take it to the beginning, how did we know each other?
We actually met at a mutual friend, Jessica. Well, Jessica, I just realized you knew name. We met at a mutual friend's wedding in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I actually knew your sister before because your sister had come to one of my shows.
Yes.
I guess like a show listening party with Jess. So it's like, and you guys look like almost identical.
Twins. Yeah.
Literally.
It looks very similar.
Yeah. But it was really nice meeting you then.
Yes, I love that. So going to the very beginning, what did you want to be growing up?
And I think I don't know if I could say I was brainwashed into believing this, but I thought I wanted to be a medical doctor.
Okay.
Like my entire life from very, 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 very young. And that's kind of like what I followed up with up until maybe like even down to like the days leading into college. I thought that was like what I was going to do. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I still mourn the fact that, if I'm being honest, like sometimes I still mourn the fact that I didn't pursue it.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what I wanted to do growing up. But then I did end up going into nursing.
Right.
And now I'm like a rapper.
Yeah, well, that's what we need to get into.
Left. Yeah.
So with that, was your Nigerian background, because I know we're both Nigerian, did that affect you wanting to be a medical doctor, or was that inherent in you that you just wanted to be in medicine?
I feel like it was inherent, but like, because my parents never, like, ironically enough, my parents never told me like, this is what you should do, or this is where you should be. Mm-hmm. I have half siblings on my dad's side.
Okay.
My parents got divorced while I was really young.
Okay.
And my sisters were lawyers and my brother was an engineer.
Okay.
And so in my mind, quick math. Like,
right.
I'm the only one
1
left
+ 1
to be a doctor,
= 2.
you know what I mean? So I think like I realized that really young, and I had like this like, I always wanted to make my dad proud. And I wanted to complete that for him.
Right.
So I think from a very, 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 very early age, that's kind of like the path that I wanted to go down, but not necessarily because my parents or anyone told me like this is what you have to do.
Right. And then where are you in like number of your siblings? Are you the youngest or middle, oldest?
I'm the only child of my mom.
Okay.
So I grew up like an only child.
Okay.
But I'm in the middle of my dad's kids.
Okay.
Yeah,
got it.
Dad's
got it.
back in the middle. So yeah.
Okay. I asked because I wanted to see if like that kind of affected how you wanted to make him proud. Maybe you're seeing everybody else go on their path and you wanted to join in.
Yeah, because I think like because my sisters and my brother were much older than me, like when I got closer to them, the closest to them, and there's also a very big age gap between my siblings and I. So growing up and seeing them, well, they're like in their 20s and like, you know, just like living this fabulous life, traveling, doing all the things. Like I looked up to them a lot and I just wanted to be like them. Like there was a Christmas that we all spent together at my dad's home in Delta State, Nigeria.
Okay.
I think it was like 2009. And they just seemed like they were my like celebrities.
Yes,
like my siblings
royalty.
were like royal. Like I thought they were any and everything. I looked up to them so much. I thought they were the most beautiful women and the most handsome man. Like I just thought they were just so cool. The way that people gravitated towards them too. Like I just was like, okay, well, how can I get to be this cool, or how can I get this? How can I get to be this smart or have
Right.
people look at me the same way? Or how can I be that for my younger siblings? And so that's kind of like what motivated me earlier on in my
To want to
childhood.
be a doctor. And where did you grow up?
Oh, I grew up everywhere.
Okay.
Child. So I was born in London, Northwest London, actually
Okay.
in Middlesex. And then I grew up there for most of my childhood until my mom became like an international exchange teacher, because my mom and my grandma were in education.
Okay, got it.
So my mom became an international exchange teacher, and she came to the U.S. With like one of their programs. And so I came with her first grade, then we moved back when I was in second grade, then we moved back to Atlanta, third, fourth, and fifth grade, then we moved back to London for sixth.
Wow.
So I was just like, I never stayed in one place for more than like 3 years. And honestly, that 3 years was like a one-off, because prior to that, I had been like just bounced like
Everywhere.
ping-ponging everywhere between like Lagos. I was in Lagos for some of my early childhood education. Yeah.
Wow.
Just all over the place,
Everywhere.
child. But yeah, so I grew up between, the long and short of it is I grew up between the UK, Nigeria, and the South.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is such an amazing story. How did that impact you? Because when I was younger, I moved once, but that one move was enough. Because, you know, you grow up, maybe you have your
you have
grade
your people.
school
Yeah.
friends. And then all of a sudden I became a shy person just from that one move. And that affected me into the adulthood. And now I'm coming out my shell and whatnot. But how did it affect you in maybe friendships or your development?
Oh, 100%. It affected me in every like aspect of my life. From friendships, very early on, I had to depend heavily on the friendships that my mom curated for me. So like her friends' kids, because those were the only like consistent relationships. And even then, not really, because none of them lived in the same, none of them lived in the same space as we were, but at least my mom could like figure out a way to maintain those relationships. As far as like school friends and like friends of the neighborhood, like it was constantly and consistently changing.
Right.
So that made it very difficult for me to, I guess, dive into friendships, or it also made it very difficult for me to lose friends. Because it's like, dang, like I just
You
got,
finally
like,
found
I just
somebody.
found somebody,
Yeah.
and like now I have to move across the world, and it's like then all we had was like MSN, which is like you know what I mean, like a
Back in the
Hotmail
days,
Messenger,
yeah,
and all this
AOL
kind of
Messenger.
stuff. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have like Facebook was just about coming around, and there's no way to like keep that communication, especially when we're talking about like
And you're young
my
at that
formative
point.
years.
Yes,
Yeah, so
calling
that-
cards and stuff.
Man, that it was only sustainable for so long. So that's one way that it affected me. And then another way that it affected me is that very quickly I caught on to the idea of that, like, okay, every time that I moved, I had to become a new person, like to be accepted in certain environments. Like at first it's like cool. You could be like, oh, it's cool to be the British girl in an American school. It's cool to be an American girl in a British school. Like it's cool. But then at some point it's like there's certain cultural disconnects that happen that you have to kind of like speed learn those environments.
Of course.
So then you become quieter, you become more reserved, you become like more of a background character, observing your environment so that you can kind of fit in. And that was really, I wouldn't say it was difficult for me, but it was difficult for me to an extent. Like it was difficult in the sense that like I felt no real sense of like self-identity.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, very, very tough. Like, and that's something that I'm working on to today. I never really had like a claim to a city. You know, like people were like, you know, like a city also has
like I'm
an
from
impact.
here.
Yeah, a city also has some sort of an impact on like your personality and the way that you interact with people. And I didn't have that. I didn't have like, and then and another part of it is like feeling fraudulent to an extent, because you're like learning these things, but are you really part of the culture? Is that you like, you know, even though this is part of you because you're actively participating or you actively live here, it's like you're always in the back of your head, like, oh, but people don't really see me as one of them. So that's kind of been my experience, and it continued on until I found music.
Okay.
I tried my best when I started music to kind of bridge that gap by using all of these different influences and presenting myself that way. But even then, because it's such a foreign thing to understand, like people don't understand how, why, you know what I mean? So it's something that I'm trying to express through music. But then I also have my moments where I'm like, oh, I'm so misunderstood.
Yeah,
you know
like
I mean?
nobody gets me.
Nobody
But
gets me.
kind of truly though, those are valid feelings given like your circumstances. And we'll get into it. I know you got into music later in life, but did that constant moving and maybe being scared to make friends because you don't know if you're gonna lose them, did that make you more introspective, or were you like an extrovert? How did you present yourself?
I would say like initially I was much more introverted. So like when I would first come, like anybody that has met me in those different stages of my life will tell you like, oh, because my government name is Oro. They're like, oh, Oro was so quiet. And then out of nowhere, she was just like, ah. And that's like the story of my life, because like I said, I would take that time to kind of like observe and figure out a way for me to fit in. And then once I got comfortable, I felt like I could show more parts of myself that were consistent no matter where I was.
Right.
Which is like, I think I am. I wouldn't say that I feel like I'm a very funny person. I'm like pretty outgoing.
Yeah.
And that's like what lives within me, like just as my base personality. But then it's like, I had to take that time to like adjust and figure out ways to present these parts of myself without feeling like that I couldn't survive in those environments.
Right, because especially at the age you were going in, you know, you want to fit in. Those are themes of like, you know, 6th, 7th grade, 8th grade, even high school, wanting to fit in, wanting to be accepted. So showing or discovering which parts can I show of myself, because that's very intimate.
Literally,
like no matter what, who you are and authenticity, that's like very sacred to you as a person. So discovering that. I now want to ask, like, why did you move so much though?
Yeah, I know.
Like
Question any answers. My mom, I feel like my mom experienced the same thing growing up, so that was her norm.
she was used to it.
Yeah, because my mom was born in the UK, moved to Sapele, went to school in, I don't remember what university, but I think it was like a Yoruba state.
Okay.
Like, so my mom has experienced, then moved, then traveled all over trying to like do trade in Milan and all this type of stuff. And so that was like her norm, was to move around and experience different spaces, and always kind of like her mom or her parents rather tried to prioritize like, okay, what's the best environment for growth and the future for their children and their family. And so my mom just thought the same thing. Okay, like if this environment is not conducive, then let's move. Okay. Yeah. What? And then recently my mom and I spent some time in Dubai together for Mother's Day. And nice. I know it was really nice. And we had a really real conversation, and she was just telling me that every time she would leave somewhere, she would always just think, what is Oro going to be in the future? Like what, if I stay here, what's going to happen to her in the future?
Right.
And she would tell me that those moves were uncomfortable, those decisions were uncomfortable, but at the end of it all, she was always just kind of thinking of me and having my best interest at heart. So that was kind of the reason why we were constantly moving, was career changes for my mom. Like I said, my mom was an educator for over 20 years.
Right.
And she would tell me like, okay, this being an educator, she saw after however long she was working as an educator, there was not enough room for growth. Yeah. There was like a ceiling.
There's a cap.
And as much as for as much as she could earn or as much as she could achieve. And she wanted much more from me at the time. And so she went back to nursing school, and she's done a lot of things, to be honest.
Wow.
She's been in the gold industry.
Wow.
Yeah. She had her own boutique in Lagos. Then at some point she was like, I want to go into IT.
I love her spirit.
Yeah. She was just always looking for ways to maximize her potential so that I could be able to be afforded the opportunity to maximize my potential. So that's where like all of that moving kind of came from.
But then maybe she wanted to create an example that you don't ever have to be stuck. If you want to change your situation, you can change it in a minute.
Yes. I think that definitely translates into who I am today.
Right.
Because like Atlanta high school, I was like, oh, I have to go away from Atlanta. Like I can't, like I'm Georgia, no, I can't go to school here. I got into UGA. I got into all these like,
the
but
colleges.
I was like, oh no, I
Right.
can't do Georgia. Let me move to New York. And after New York, I was like, let me move to LA. And there was a time, I'm not gonna lie, like recently within the last 2 years, I was like, oh, let me just pack my bags and move to London.
Oh my
so
gosh.
that's just been, because it was what my grandmother taught my mom,
Right.
and this is now what my mom has taught me. That's what I've kind of like continued on. But I will say that there is a con to it, which is the lack of stability doesn't give you space to sit in yourself.
Yeah.
And to really like hone in and focus and figure out like who you are and where
Right.
you want to go.
Right.
And so that's kind of what I'm doing now that I'm in LA, and I've been in LA now for 5 years.
Wow. So maybe the longest you've been in any one place your whole life.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So it's like, now that I've been in LA for this amount of time, I'm really just trying to make LA a home for me, a base for me, and like discovering parts of myself that I probably never had the opportunity to before.
Right. That's so inspiring, but also intriguing, because on one hand, it's like the freedom to just be everywhere. But then on the other hand, as a con, it could mean that maybe you're running from things, or if you want to travel, you're like, okay, is it because I want to travel or because I want to escape?
Exactly.
And there's a fine line, because I too tend to like just get out of the country.
Literally.
When I have a problem, I'm like, maybe I should sit with this.
Yeah,
But, it helps you. The one blessing of staying in a good, like one location, I will say, is that it allows you to be grounded so you can shoot up higher. But then I, like a little bit like your mom, have the explorative heart where I just want to travel. I want to see everything. But then with that, you have home in different places and you always miss it. So
Yeah.
that's very interesting. Taking it to college, what was that like? So you wanted to grow when you were growing up, you wanted to be a medical doctor. Where did you go to college, and did you major in medicine or?
So I went to college in New York.
Okay.
So I went to college at Pace University. And the story, like my college story, is so funny. It's funny now. It wasn't funny when it happened.
Got it.
But when I was in high school, the plan had always been for me to be pre-med. Like the plan had always been for me to go to medical school. But my mom, she is a single mother. Well, she's not single anymore.
Yeah.
I have a stepdad. But
Congrats.
at the time,
Yeah.
she was a single mother. And she was just finishing nursing school. So her and I actually, my prom was like her graduation day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she was finishing nursing school, and she just wanted me to she knew how she wanted me to go to medical school, but she was just trying to figure out a way for me to be self-sufficient after 4 years.
Right.
And so she made this ultimatum, like, if you're going to stay in Georgia, because at least I have eyes on you, then you can go and do your pre-med and do it the
because
traditional.
it's a long schooling.
Exactly. You could do it the traditional way. But if you want to leave out of state, you have to do nursing because that's the only way that I know, okay, no matter what happens,
You'll have a job.
You're going to have a job coming out. Then I did not understand that. I was just like, why do you want me to do nursing so bad? I do not want to be a nurse. I do not want to be a nurse. I want to go to medical school. I was like, this is just extra school for no reason, because her plan was like, if I go to nursing school, then I could do a post-bac program and then go to med school.
Okay,
and I'm just like, you add in 2 extra years to my plan. I'm not trying to do that. Like, I was very adamant, but then at the same time, I really wanted to be like the Black Carrie Bradshaw. Like, so I was like, I need to go to New York. I need it. I need it. Like, you don't understand. Like, I have to get out of here. And she wasn't budging. My dad tried to convince her. She wasn't budging. She was like, this is what it is. This is what it is. And it got to a point where I didn't care anyway. I just applied.
Right.
I applied to PACE, and because my guidance counselor at the time at high school, I think her brother played for PACE, and she knew that like it would be easy for me to get a scholarship and things like that.
Right.
So I applied to PACE, I got a scholarship, and then I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I got a scholarship, so what are we even talking about?
Yeah, there's no issue here.
What are we even talking about, right? And she was open-minded to it, but then she was still very adamant on like, I'm not leaving the state, to the point where she had me go to, because I had already declined my UGA admission. Okay. So she was like, we're gonna go physically. Like, we're gonna go physically to like make sure, are you sure you don't want to go? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so anyway, so she gives me this ultimatum, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna go to medical school. I had already picked out my apartment in New York City because like through housing,
you were serious
I was
about
serious.
New York.
I didn't care what she was saying. I was like, I'm going. Like, I've already declined all these offers. It's too late now.
Right.
We're like literally in the last week of senior year. Like, it's too late.
Yeah.
And then one day I'm like, why haven't they assigned me like because they were like apartment style dorms.
Right.
Why haven't they assigned me my dorm? I'm like seeing people in the little Facebook
groups
saying,
starting to meet their roommate.
I just got my room.
Yeah.
I'm like, why haven't they? So I call them and I'm like, hey, I haven't received my housing yet. And it's like, I'm supposed to be over there within a month. Like, what's going on? They're telling me, oh, well, your major is nursing and that's not on this campus. What? Excuse me.
I got a question.
What do you mean? What do you mean my major is nursing? I never said my major is nursing. What do you mean it's not on this campus? Like, what are we talking about right now?
Oh my gosh.
They're like, well, you switched your major. I'm like, no, I didn't.
Oh, I need all the details.
Yeah, so I switched it back to biology, and then I get a call. I don't remember exactly how it happens, but basically it was a back and forth. So I switched it to biology. I'm still waiting for my housing. It still doesn't come. So I call again, and it turns out that my mom had done the same. So as I'm calling them, she's calling them and switching my major. She tried the first time, but she couldn't succeed because I was 18. So they were like, oh, you can't.
I was going to ask, I'm like, is she calling as herself?
Right,
or?
No. You can't speak for your daughter because she's 18. So she calls again and she pretends to be me.
Wow.
I know,
she was
crazy.
serious.
She was very serious
about this.
I'm very grateful for it now, but like at the time I was like, this is insane. And so she changes it to nursing, and then I just had to eat it. Like,
okay.
I was just like, we had a real conversation. She sat me down. She's like, listen, in 4 years, I don't know if I do allow you to go to New York.
Right.
I don't know who's gonna look over you. Like what's your future going to be like? Like, are you going to have a job after school or whatever? Are you going to be serious doing biology and all the things? And I was trying to convince her. And it got to a point where I just had to make the decision for myself. Like, does it even really matter? If I'm going to be a medical doctor,
You're going to do it anyways.
I'm going to do it anyways.
Okay.
Like, let me just lose this battle as long as I get to move to New York.
Okay.
So we go to take a trip to New York to go see the school and everything. And I think for a second there, she was kind of swaying to letting me do biology because biology was in the city campus and nursing was in like the more suburban parts of New York.
Right.
And she ended up she was about to let me, but then she went with her gut and said, it's only 4 years. You can always come to the city whenever you want. Like, it's not that big of a deal. If this is what you want, you can have it. Like, you can go to school in New York. And I was like, okay. And that's how it happened.
Okay.
Nursing school she helped me a great deal.
Okay, that's good.
Like,
at least she helped you through the process that she made you on.
And it's because, again, she just finished.
Okay, that's true.
A lot of the things that I was learning, she had just freshly learned these things.
Okay.
And so she had a lot of resources.
Okay,
so
good.
I went to school with a lot of resources. And while she was in nursing school, I would help with certain things as well. So I was well equipped for it.
Okay.
But I will say those 4 years of nursing school were very miserable.
I'm sure.
Because it was just not, at the time, wasn't something that I was passionate about. And I would watch and look around at everybody have these things that they were so passionate about.
And then it's in the suburbs.
Yeah, exactly. It's like everyone had these things that they were so passionate about. And I'm like in Westchester, New York, like, and I'm just like, well, I can't relate with you guys.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of here doing things as they come.
Right.
But then eventually I do find my passion, but it did take like
some
really
time.
long time.
And how did you manage your emotions? Like, were you just truly accepting of the fact, or was there any resentment? Because if it were me, anytime that like anything would be hard in nursing school, I'd be like, and see, that's why I told my mom.
Like,
why?
it's so crazy because like, of course, now when the first check come in, I bet you won't be crying.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're like,
I'm like, actually,
you know what?
It wasn't that bad. No, but like, yeah, of course, there were definitely moments where I wouldn't say that I resented my mother's decision. I was more so resentful of like the school. If I feel like I would have been okay with nursing if I had like more of a support system.
I see.
If I was probably closer to home, Yeah, because a lot of my friends had transferred out.
Okay, got it.
And the ones that were there, they were like, they were all different majors. So I didn't have like a support system within the program, which was like really difficult for me. When you're going through nursing school alone and you don't have like a study group or like anybody to turn, like I didn't have anybody in nursing school other than my mom.
Right.
But then at the same time, I was a resident assistant.
Okay.
And my resident director of my building, she always held space for me to like express these feelings, because when you're in a nursing program with a lot of people who, one, are very passionate about it, and two, that don't look like you. Yeah. It can be very isolating.
Yes.
And so, because God forbid you say, actually, I don't, I was just fortunate enough to do well academically.
Right.
But God forbid I were to say like, actually, I don't think this is for me. In a room full of people that think like this is the best
life,
thing in the world.
Everything.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't have a lot of safe spaces to like express like how I was feeling. And she held a lot of space for me. Her name's Joanna. Oh my gosh.
Shout out Joanna.
Yeah, she held a lot of space for me while I was there. So I didn't feel like it wasn't as crushing as it could have been.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. So you went through your nursing school in Westchester, New York. So now you've graduated, and now today you're a music, though you're a rapper. So can you walk me through just your life journey from graduation to where you are today?
Man, so my senior year at school, I think, I don't know what, like just randomly I decided to write a rap. Like just very random, very, very random. And it was like, this is like how people perceive me. People perceive me to be like very like outgoing. I used to be dance team captain. Oh, nice. Resident assistant. Okay. Like very like polished nursing student. Right. Very like polished.
Yeah. Put together
black girl.
Yes.
And then like the rap that I made was very like raunchy and like left field. Left field. Yeah. Like so left. And I had shared it with some of my residents and they were like, whoa, like what's this? So after like getting that reaction, I kind of just like tucked that away. And I was like, okay, this was like a fun little thing, but
got it.
I'm not going to take it seriously because I didn't even know what a producer was. I couldn't find a producer. The only producer I knew was somebody I knew in high school, and they charged me like $75 for the beat. And to me, someone who knew nothing about music, I'm like, $75? Like, that's what they pay. Like, I'm like, what? Do you know what I could pay with $75? You know what I could get with a college student?
Yeah.
Do you know what I could get with $75?
It was actually a deal, but we know better today.
It was actually a deal. It was actually a steal. You know what I mean? But at the time, I was just like, oh, hell no. Like, this is not it.
Especially the high school money is different than today's money. I understand.
So I was like, oh, okay, this is obviously just not me. And then fast forward to, I'm working as a nurse in Queens, New York now, and I wouldn't say I was miserable, but I did experience a lot of like, and nurses who, if you're a nurse, if you're watching this, you already know what I'm talking about. When you're a young nurse, you can be subject to a lot of like bullying.
Yes.
Workplace violence in that sense, where like a lot of people will try to make you feel like not smart or smaller than you are. And it's not really their fault because it's just like a cycle.
The system.
Exactly. Like they're being undermined by maybe doctors or PAs. Right. So then they're like transferring that to you. And it just becomes a very toxic environment, especially if you're working at a hospital that's not necessarily, or that's not in the best environment or neighborhood, one. And two, when you're in an underfunded hospital, serving a population of like underserved communities. Right.
That's a lot of emotions just everywhere.
So I give them grace in that space, but as a young nurse, like it takes a lot on you mentally, especially when one, it took me 6 months to find a hospital job after graduating. Two, so I'm just grateful to be there. Yeah. Two, it's like, oh, but this isn't even the career
that you want to do.
I wanted to do. So I'm just like, dang, and I'm going through this. And I just remember just being so miserable. Then there's this AT&T, like I guess AT&T was doing this thing with this company called Trap Karaoke. Oh, yes, we know. Yeah, and they were sponsoring people in the neighborhood to go to Trap Karaoke for free. So I was like, it's like one of my off days. I was tired. I was working nights at the time. And I was like, you know what? Whatever. Like,
Yeah.
let's do this thing. So I
Yeah.
signed up, me and my roommates, to go to the trap karaoke. I end up getting the tickets. We go one day. I look a mess, like hair not done, makeup not done. I just was tired. I just wanted to go.
Just go.
Just do something to make me feel something. And I go, we get there early enough for you to sign up. And I'm like, why not? Like, I'll just sign up and go.
To perform.
Yeah. I don't know
Wow.
what. I don't know what. Looking back, like, I genuinely don't know what came over me. I think it was just like there was nobody there.
Yeah.
And I was like,
You know what? Why not?
Like, you know, like, why not? And I get on the stage and I perform City Girls. Can't take your man. Oh, I'll take your man.
Okay.
Man, I don't know what happened.
I'm taking your man.
The literal second my toe touched that stage, I remember dropping my keys at the DJ booth, grabbing the mic, and I just took off.
You were a different person.
Completely night and day. Night and day. I had glasses on. A dad had. I have the video. Wow. I looked like just this regular, because I look younger without makeup. So I just looked like this regular teenager kind of person coming on stage singing "Take Your Man" by City Girls. Crazy. But it was like something like electric took over me. And
Got
I was
it.
like, oh, this is what like passion feels like.
Yeah.
This is what like, I'm like, oh no, I want to feel like this
Right.
all the time. Like, how can I, leaving that space and like seeing the crowd's reaction and everything, I was like, I want to feel like this all the time. How do I get that to happen? And I remembered that rap that I wrote, and I hit up one of my friends, a friend of a friend at the time, who ended up becoming like a brother to me, who was a producer, and he kind of like taught me how to look for beats on YouTube and BeatStars and stuff. And he took me to my first ever studio session in the Bronx. And and then everything was just, I recorded my first song, and I didn't even, you know, people are like, oh, I recorded 100 songs before. I know that first song I recorded, I was like, let's put it out now.
Oh, I love that for you.
Yeah. I was like, let's put it out now. I wanted everything to happen like right away. And so we ended up putting out the song. Even before we put out the song, I had put out an Instagram poll on my story, and I was like, do y'all think I should rap? Yes or no? And like 49% of the people who voted said no. And I was like, that was
they were haters.
Fuel. That was an added fuel. But that's because
it was never you.
Who they saw.
Got it. They just only saw
like,
nurse,
you know, and
good
I used to
student.
do hair, good student.
Yeah.
Like, that was kind of like my bag, and I just come out.
Wow. So that was just hidden in you, waiting to come out.
Yeah.
So did you even do nursing for like up to a year before that happened?
Wow, when I graduated 2018, didn't get a job till 2019. No, it hadn't even been up to a year, because I got my first hospital job that summer, I would say.
Right.
Yeah, so it's actually almost a year after I graduated. But that summer of 2019.
Got it.
And then I went into the studio for the first time ever in November 2019.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I put my song out, I think either December or January of 2020.
Oh, so you were not wasting any time. That is like the quickest turnaround I've literally
I drove 14 hours from New York City to Georgia to shoot the music video.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I have questions just because of the timeline. So the whole reason why you even got into nursing school in the first place is because mom said that I want to make sure you're good. So now you pivot into music. What did she say?
You know, I didn't even get to tell her. So basically, because it all happened so fast,
okay,
right?
got it.
So I recorded that, I released it, and then I did an EP. So that's like January. By February, I wanted to do another EP. I wanted to release more music. So by February, I end up releasing like a 3-song EP, and it has a song called Barry Bradshaw on it. And so my sisters at the time, they lived in Abuja, and like they sent me this video of them singing my song in the car, and I'm like, I'm shocked, because I'm just like,
and they knew it was your song.
it's my song.
Okay, got it.
So I'm like, I'm shocked because they're singing my song in the car, right?
Right.
And then you know how WhatsApp goes.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
oh my God, the group chats, aunties, uncles.
But my sisters are screenshotting. Oh, this is what this person said about your song. Oh, this is so good. Or oh, look at you. Oh. And then my dad calls me, and he's like, no. My dad sends me a song of mine, and he says, "Is this you?" And I'm like, I didn't even, from where to where. I haven't even had the opportunity to be like,
even tell anybody.
Hey, literally,
gently.
at that time, I had only, again, my first session was in November.
Right.
Released the song December, January. Second EP by February. It hasn't even been a full 6 months. And I, like, you know what I mean? I haven't even sat in the idea of me, like, doing music, but people
Right.
were listening to it.
Right.
People were like excited about it. And like now my dad is sending me like, how does my dad from like,
Right. Okay.
how
So
did
it's like,
my
is this
dad-
you like in a good way? Like,
But
baby,
at
is
first,
this you?
at first I was
Okay.
like, I couldn't read what the tone was.
Right,
So
'cause
he's
it's a
like, is
text.
this you? And he's sending me this song. And I'm just looking at it. I'm like, is he upset?
Right.
Is he proud? What is
What
this?
is going on?
Should I say no?
Yeah.
Like, so, and then the lyrics were also kind of like
Yeah.
explicit. So I'm like, I don't know. So I just out of panic, I just said yes, period. Like I
Okay.
just left it at yes.
Yeah.
And he gives me a call and he's like, oh, my daughter. Wow, I can't believe this is you. You're doing so good. Da, 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 da. And we're Urubu. So he's like,
Yeah.
I gotta call RMD right now. Who's Mofedami Joe,
Yeah.
the Nollywood actor.
Yeah.
What is the actor gonna do?
Wow.
What is
But
the actor gonna
they're
do
all-
for my music career? But that's why he was so excited.
They're gonna call
I'm
everybody in
R&B
Nollywood.
and pick girl. Like I'm just like, okay. But then I was happy that
Yeah.
he was like happy about my music. And then my mom, same thing. She's just like, oh, Oro, you're making music now? Okay,
Wow.
this is really nice. And it like took me off guard
Yeah.
because like one, I don't know what I was expecting.
Yeah. Even me, I mean, because I think it's just the Nigerian,
It's just
like,
the Nigerian,
the psyche of like, everybody's in lawyers,
You know
they're
what I mean?
engineers, and you just finished nursing school, and then
Exactly.
release rap music and explicit
You know
at
what
that.
you
They're
know
like,
what I mean? Like
yeah.
I was just so confused. Like I didn't even know how to like process it because I was just like, okay, they're with it. But I think it's because they heard from their friends,
Right.
and their friends were presenting it to them in a positive way, like,
Got
oh,
it.
look at what Oro's doing. Like, this is really good.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that now helped them to be like, okay, this is something that has potential for me. But then like even going back with my parents
Mm-hmm.
have never been the type to be like, with the exception of the whole impersonation nursing thing, they've never been the type to be like, this is what you must do.
Okay.
Or this is who you have to be.
Okay.
They've never really done that. So their siblings have also done kind of like my mom, both of her younger brothers were rappers.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of in the family then.
Yeah, but not like rappers like
Okay. Yeah.
Skepta.
Yeah.
Like-
I understand.
Like my uncle did a Yahoo remix and the other one was like a UK rapper.
Okay.
Like, but it wasn't something that they carried on. It was just like a
Right.
phase that they had. So I think she was more familiar of like people having these music phases in their 20s. So I think that's probably what she
Oh,
saw
so
it
that was maybe a
as.
phase.
Yeah, maybe. I think so. I think so. I think at some point she was probably just like, oh, okay, like this could blow up, but this is probably just because she went through it already with her siblings.
Right.
And then I think for my dad, he genuinely thought like, oh, this is a meal ticket. Like this is gonna
Get us out.
this is what like
Even though everybody's doing good, but
forget
yeah.
about it. Like all we need to do is get you on Afrobeats. It's over. Like,
I
that's-
love that. That's how my dad is. I love that. Shout out to the Nigerian dads like that.
Literally, yeah.
Because they're always, like you even mentioned it, they're always willing to monetize something like, oh yeah, that's a star in the making.
Thank
Let's
you.
go.
Let's go.
Ka-ching.
Literally, that's all. I feel like it was just dollar signs just blinging. To this day, he's like, "Do you have a manager?" Da, 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 and all this stuff. But I mean, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for their reaction,
Yeah.
honestly, because it's allowed me to kind of like have the space. I think, but there's a big but.
Yeah.
I think that the only reason why I had the space and the support from them is because I did have a stable job.
Okay.
career.
While you were.
While I
okay,
was-
that's an important point.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
yes.
Because if I had just said to them, oh, I'm just going to quit nursing
Mm-hmm.
and just do music, I think the reaction would have been very different.
Okay,
You
got
know
it.
what
I think
mean?
that's an important point to make because for me, I'm thinking like, oh, she maybe just stopped nursing and just went in
no.
straight to the studio.
No.
Got it. That's
was-
wise. That was good for your life. I think that was a wise choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a wise choice because also I didn't think that like in as much as I was passionate about music, I didn't think that it was something that I could seriously do.
Got
I
it.
just liked how I felt on stage and I liked how I sounded in the booth.
Mm-hmm.
But did I think this is what I've been planning my life since I was 5 years old. Like every age I've had a very specific plan in some sort of notebook or wherever where this is what I planned my Sweet 16 when I was 10. I planned I had planned my life and I knew I had an idea of like what I wanted to do, what I wanted my 2020 to look like. And pursuing music completely derailed
Those plans that you had made for so long.
Completely derailed. I'm like, we're talking about plans that I've been making my entire life. I never in a million years thought that this passion was going to find me. I never even thought that this music thing was going to be a serious avenue for me, or for me to like think about taking it professionally. So for me to decide, that's why I said earlier that I was like grieving the idea of me becoming a doctor and not like pursuing that, you know, because that's all I knew for like so long. But then finding this passion so late in life just kind of changed things and made me have to like look at things a little differently.
But I applaud you for being so open to it, because people who are naturally planners, it takes a lot to like let go of what you've planned, but you just hopped right into it. Now I have a question. Now that I know that you did it like nursing and a studio, and I said it was wise because coming from a Nigerian family, that would have been hard to break it to them that you just like stop.
Cold turkey.
Yeah, but you know, people still drop out of their careers and still make it. So either way, you could still make it. But how did you do it energetically wise? Because at least for most nursing, like my mom was into nursing, so her shifts would be like 12 plus hours. How were you able to maintain energy of working your nursing job, but also making time for the studio, because you were in the studio for you to be able to release that quickly?